these blue-collar jobs are paying $100,000 in a year, your first year out, if you want to work a little bit of overtime. And AIM is just a great place to go to school and get those skills so that you can make that kind of money coming out as soon as you graduate. It's just unbelievable.
Welcome to the Future in Flight podcast. I'm your host, Sean Starker, coming to you from a hangar somewhere near the flight line. Today's show is packed with aviation insights you won't want to miss. First, we're turning wrenches and building dreams as we dive into the world of aircraft maintenance with Bill Brown from Aviation Institute of Maintenance. Then, we'll explore beyond the terminals into the fascinating realm of business aviation, a sector that might just be aviation's best-kept career secret. And we'll cap it off with This Month in Aviation History, celebrating May's remarkable milestones from Lindbergh's Atlantic crossing to the dawn of the jet age. We're just about cleared, so strap in and prepare for takeoff. Today, we're diving into a world that often flies under the radar: aircraft maintenance. That sound? That's thousands of pounds of engineering marvel preparing for takeoff. But before any aircraft can safely leave the ground, there's a team of highly skilled professionals who've checked, double-checked, and certified every bolt, wire, and system on board. They're the doctors of the sky, aviation maintenance technicians. Today, we're joined by someone who spent 40 years in aerospace and now dedicates his time to training the next generation of aviation maintenance superstars. Bill Brown is the Chief Aviation Officer at Aviation Institute of Maintenance, and he's about to take us on a journey through one of aviation's most rewarding career paths. Every aviation career starts with that moment, that spark that ignites a lifelong passion. For Bill, it began with daily reminders literally flying overhead.
I grew up in Arizona at the base of the runway for Luke Air Force Base. And every day I watched these jets fly over and I was mesmerized. In addition, I did a lot of flagging for crop dusting. And a friend of mine, 2 years older than me, came back and had gotten his A&P. And I thought, what a great idea to take my passion and go do that.
For those of you who might not know, an A&P license stands for Airframe and Power Plant. It's essentially your golden ticket to working on aircraft.
An airframe license means that I can do inspections on airplanes. I can pull off flight control surfaces. I can open up inspection panels. I can remove and replace components. A power plant license means I can take the core engine apart all the way down to the bare level, do those inspections and repairs, and build it back up and run it.
And Bill didn't just get his license. He turned it into an incredible journey through the aviation industry. Starting as a mechanic at American Airlines overhauling engines, he eventually worked his way through airlines, manufacturing, and maintenance facilities. But it was that initial hands-on experience that captured his imagination.
When you take an engine all the way apart down to the bare nuts and bolts and put it back together, every time you do that, you feel like you built something from scratch. It's a sense of accomplishment. And having your A&P means I have the ability to work on my own using the manuals that are out there and certifying the work that I've completed. So it's a huge responsibility.
So how exactly do you get into this field? That's where Aviation Institute of Maintenance comes in. With 15 campuses across 13 states, they're training thousands of future aviation maintenance technicians.
You know, what really drew me to AIM is 15 campuses through 13 states. Right now in the system, there's over 6,300 students that are trying to complete their A&P or welding. We have some schools that have welding. So it's a huge school. So the impact it can have on the immediate need of mechanics that are out there today and growing.
And these aren't just ordinary schools. They're state-of-the-art facilities designed to replicate the real working environment you'll encounter in the industry.
That's the coolest part when you bring people in and they walk into the front of a building that has offices, classrooms, lots of classrooms, break rooms, places for people to meet. And then you walk into a hangar, a full functioning hangar that has on one side engine overhaul, repair, and test. On another side, you have 172s, 182s, 310s, all different types of airplanes that you get trained on.
What makes AIM's approach special is just how hands-on the training really is. Students aren't just learning theory, they're getting their hands dirty from day one.
The hands-on part's the best part. As a matter of fact, we're shifting more and more to that. There's only so much you can learn in a classroom. So get them out on an airplane, get them on an engine. So we have, depending on a campus, anywhere from 10 to 15 engines that the students get to tear down completely, inspect and rebuild, and show that they can complete that task.
AIM doesn't just train students, they connect them directly with the industry through impressive partnerships.
I've set up an airline committee that has all the major airline VPs of maintenance, VPs of training, and the regional carriers, as well as some of the largest workforce hiring groups, are on that committee advising us on how we can continue to adjust our curriculum, but more importantly, they get to meet our students. And when they meet our students, they want to hire them.
And what's even more amazing? You don't need years and years of college to jump into this career.
You know, a standard normal process would take 21 months. But we have some partners that we create A&Ps in 12 months. And these are students that are dedicated to that airline partner. They're going to hire them directly.
That's right. In less than 2 years, you could be working on multi-million-dollar aircraft and earning a serious salary. And speaking of salaries, let's talk about what this career can mean financially, because it might surprise you.
These blue-collar jobs are paying $100,000 in a year, your first year out, if you want to work a little bit of overtime. And AIM is just a great place to go to school and get those skills so that you can make that kind of money coming out as soon as you graduate. It's just unbelievable.
The aviation industry is changing rapidly, with new technologies transforming how maintenance is performed. Gone are the days of beat to fit, paint to match, as Bill puts it. Today's aircraft maintenance technicians are working with advanced electronics, specialized tools, and even artificial intelligence. And AIM is making sure its students are ready for these technological advances.
That's why we set up the advisory board the way we did with a lot of the airlines. The airlines want the best mechanics, so we want their help in helping us figure out what are those right tools we should have in our A&P curriculum. We want to provide everything nose to tail, so if somebody wants to work on an old Cub out at some small field, they'll have the skill to do that, all the way up to a major airline.
And the need for these skilled professionals? It's absolutely skyrocketing.
The baby boomers are retiring. Look at me. I'm 1 year out of it. And if you look at the average age of a lot of the airline A&Ps, it used to be 45, 48. Well, now it's 52, 55. So there's a huge exodus of experience that's going to be leaving the airline and MRO world, which is bad. But the good thing is it's creating all these high-paying jobs.
With Boeing and Airbus projecting a need for over 626,000 new aircraft maintenance technicians by 2040, this career field is about as secure as they come. And it's not just airlines hiring. There are opportunities everywhere.
It's the beauty of getting your A&P. You can go anywhere you want to go. So you can go to the MROs that are out there, which is a great place to go. Maybe a little bit of difference. If your lifestyle says, I'm really looking for a more stable shift pattern, you might want to go to the MROs. And if you don't like that, go to the OEMs. So the Parker Hannifins, the Boeings, the Airbus, all those companies are hiring A&Ps.
Aviation Institute of Maintenance makes it easy for interested students to explore this career path.
We will host any student anytime. That's what we do. The product we produce as a business is a qualified A&P. So we need people to come in. We'll show you what it's like, what the curriculum's like, what the classrooms and hangar are like. And I think you'll get pretty excited when you see it.
As we wrap up today's segment, I asked Bill what advice he'd give to a young person considering this career path.
I think being an A&P is just a great career. If you have any mechanical incline and you think cars are fun to work on, this is cars on steroids. And you get paid great to do it. You're getting the most up-to-date technology all the time. And the best part is Management listens to mechanics today.
And for Bill, the most rewarding part might just be the family connection this career has created. I asked Bill if he could work on airplanes with anybody throughout history. Who would he choose? This is what he said.
It would be with my son. My son is an A&P. And for him and I to be able to work together as A&Ps, there's nothing greater in life. So he and I got to work on cars, but I would love to go turn wrenches with him.
And that's what aviation careers are all about. Passion, precision, and the pride of keeping millions of people safely in the air every single day. Whether you're mechanically inclined, tech savvy, or just looking for a career with real meaning and exceptional pay, aviation maintenance might just be your ticket to an amazing future. If you'd like to learn more about Aviation Institute of Maintenance and their programs, head to their website or visit one of their 15 campuses across the country. Up next, we're taking a look at the world of business aviation. What is it and how is it different from commercial and general aviation? Stick around. Trusted in aviation training since 1940, ASA creates first-class products that empower pilots and mechanics to succeed. Whether your journey involves earning your airman certificate, flying or maintaining a new aircraft, or climbing the career ladder. Backed by integrity and exceptional customer service, our pilot supplies, books, and digital training help you navigate the dynamic aviation landscape. With ASA by your side, the sky is not the limit, it's just the beginning. Picture this. It's 6 a.m. While most people are hitting snooze on their alarms, a small team of professionals is already at a regional airport preparing a sleek corporate jet. By 7:30, a group of engineers will board, fly to 3 different cities for critical meetings, and be home in time for dinner. No TSA lines, no delays, no cramped economy seats. This is business aviation, a sector of flight that many young aviation enthusiasts know surprisingly little about, yet one that offers incredible opportunities and plays a vital role in our economy. Today, we're diving into this fascinating world, exploring what it is, who uses it, and why it matters. So, what exactly is business aviation? It's the use of general aviation aircraft, basically any flights not operated by the military or scheduled airlines, for business purposes. And contrary to what many think, it's not just for billionaire CEOs. According to the National Business Aviation Association, or NBAA, a whopping 97% of business aircraft in the United States are operated by small to mid-sized businesses, universities, governments, and nonprofits. Only 3% belong to Fortune 500 companies. That's right, business aviation is primarily a tool for regular companies, not just mega corporations. The data shows that about 86% of passengers on business aircraft are non-executive employees like salespeople, technicians, and other essential staff. These aircraft are workhorses, not just luxury perks. So why do companies choose business aviation over commercial flights? The answer comes down to flexibility, efficiency, and access. Let's start with access. Did you know commercial airlines only serve about 500 airports in the U.S.? Meanwhile, business aviation can access over 5,000 public use airports nationwide. That's 10 times more locations. This means companies can reach smaller communities and rural areas that have limited or no commercial service. Imagine you're running a company that manufactures specialized farming equipment. Your customers and facilities are scattered across rural communities in the Midwest. Getting to these locations via commercial flights would require flying to a major hub, then renting a car and driving hours to reach your final destination. With business aviation, you can fly directly to the small local airport, often just minutes from where you need to be. This efficiency translates directly to the bottom line. Studies show that companies using business aviation consistently outperform those that don't. According to research cited by the NBAA, businesses that use these aircraft delivered 70% higher revenue growth and had 18% higher market capitalization growth than non-users. Pretty impressive numbers. Beyond the business case, this sector also makes a massive economic contribution. Business aviation generates $219 billion in economic output in the United States alone and supports 1.1 million jobs. Each business aircraft contributes approximately $2.5 million to local economies. But what might be most interesting to our younger listeners is the diversity of aircraft and roles within the industry. Business aviation isn't just corporate jets. It includes single-pilot planes, turboprops, helicopters, and even the occasionally chartered airliner for group travel. And the career opportunities are just as diverse. In conversations with young professionals in the field, I found that many didn't initially consider business aviation as a career path. Most flight school graduates automatically think about airlines as their destination. But business aviation offers unique advantages. You get more varied flight experiences, personal interaction with passengers, exposure to different aircraft types, and often better work-life balance compared to entry-level airline positions. Beyond pilots, the industry needs dispatchers, mechanics, flight attendants, operations specialists, schedulers, and many other professionals. Maintenance technicians in business aviation often note they get exposure to cutting-edge technology as business jets frequently receive the newest systems before they make it to commercial aircraft. Many enjoy working on entire aircraft rather than specializing in just one system, which makes the job more interesting and helps develop a broader skill set. Another aspect of business aviation that might surprise you is its role beyond corporate travel. These aircraft are often first responders in humanitarian crises and natural disasters. When commercial flights are grounded during emergencies, business aircraft can provide critical services like medical evacuations, delivery of emergency supplies, and transportation of relief workers. After Hurricane Katrina, business aircraft conducted over 15,000 rescue and relief flights. The industry is also at the forefront of aviation sustainability efforts. Modern business aircraft are 40% more fuel efficient than those manufactured just 40 years ago, and the sector is making significant improvements in sustainable aviation fuels and electric aircraft development. If you're curious to learn more about business aviation, the NBAA offers excellent resources through their YouTube channel and podcast. Their content covers everything from career opportunities to technological innovations and industry trends. We'll include links in the show notes. The NBAA also has a dedicated program called Young Professionals in Business Aviation, or YoPro, specifically designed for aviation enthusiasts under 40 or those new to the industry. It provides networking, mentorship, and professional development opportunities that can be invaluable for those looking to break into this field. As we look to the future, business aviation is evolving rapidly. Advanced air mobility vehicles, think air taxis and electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, are blurring the lines between traditional business aviation and emerging technologies. This convergence is creating exciting new possibilities for connectivity and transportation. For our listeners who are considering aviation careers or simply fascinated by the industry, business aviation offers a path that's often overlooked but full of opportunity and innovation. That sleek business jet you see at your local airport isn't just carrying executives. It's carrying jobs, economic growth, humanitarian aid, cutting-edge technology, and perhaps most importantly, opportunity for the next generation of aviation professionals. Up next, a look at some notable happenings in aviation history for the month of May on This Month in Aviation History. Welcome back. It's time for This Month in Aviation History. May is an extraordinary month in aviation, packed with achievements that changed the course of flight forever. So buckle up as we journey through time to explore some of the most remarkable aviation events that happened this month in history. Let's start with perhaps the most famous solo flight in history. On May 20th, 1927, a young airmail pilot named Charles Lindbergh took off from Roosevelt Field in New York in his custom-built Ryan monoplane, the Spirit of St. Louis. His destination? Paris, France, over 3,600 miles away across the vast Atlantic Ocean. For 33 hours and 29 minutes, Lindbergh battled fatigue, fog, and ice while navigating with just basic instruments. No autopilot, no co-pilot, not even a front window to see through. He had to use a periscope or lean out the side window just to see ahead. Can you imagine flying that way? When he finally touched down at Le Bourget Field in Paris, he was greeted by a crowd of over 150,000 ecstatic people who literally mobbed his plane. Overnight, Lucky Lindy became the most famous person in the world and won the $25,000 Ortig Prize, big money for its time. But more importantly, his flight proved that long-distance air travel was possible, helping to launch the age of commercial aviation we know today. Exactly 5 years later to the day, on May 20th, 1932, another aviation pioneer made history across the same ocean. Amelia Earhart took off from Harbor Grace, Newfoundland in her red Lockheed Vega, battling harsh weather conditions and mechanical issues. After 13 hours and 30 minutes in the air, she touched down on a pasture near Londonderry, Northern Ireland, becoming the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic. When a farmhand asked her where she'd come from, she famously replied, "America." Talk about an understatement. Earhart's courage inspired countless women to pursue aviation, proving that the skies were open to everyone. Now, let's shift gears to a technological milestone that changed air travel forever. On May 2nd, 1952, British Overseas Airways Corporation, or BOAC, launched something revolutionary, the world's first regularly scheduled jet passenger service. The sleek de Havilland Comet 1 took off from London bound for Johannesburg, South Africa, carrying paying passengers at speeds and altitudes that propeller planes could only dream of. This beautiful aircraft cut travel times nearly in half. While the Comet would later face tragic setbacks due to metal fatigue issues, it blazed the trail for the jet age, fundamentally changing how we travel. Every time you board a jet aircraft today, you're experiencing the legacy of this pioneering flight. But not all aviation milestones are celebrations. On May 6, 1937, the luxurious German airship Hindenburg approached its mooring mast at Naval Air Station Lakehurst in New Jersey after crossing the Atlantic. What happened next was captured in radio broadcaster Herbert Morrison's famous emotional report.
It's starting to rain again. The rain had cracked up a little bit. The back motors of the ship are just holding it just enough to keep it from... It bursts into flames. Get it started. It's crashing terrible. Oh my, get out of the way, please. It's burning and bursting into flames and it's falling on the mooring mast and all the folks between it. This is terrible. This is one of the worst catastrophes in the world.
In just 34 seconds, the massive 800-foot airship was consumed by flames, killing 36 people. The dramatic newsreel footage and photos of this disaster shocked the world. Although the accident's exact cause remains debated, the public's confidence in airship travel was shattered. The Hindenburg disaster effectively ended the era of passenger airships, which had once been seen as the future of luxury air travel. The Cold War brought its own aviation drama to the month of May. On May 1st, 1960, an American U-2 spy plane piloted by Francis Gary Powers was flying at over 70,000 feet above Soviet territory when the unthinkable happened. Soviet forces launched a salvo of surface-to-air missiles, bringing down the aircraft that the U.S. had believed was flying too high to be reached. Powers survived by parachuting to safety, but was immediately captured. The incident created a major diplomatic crisis between the superpowers, especially after the U.S. initially claimed the plane was a weather research aircraft before being forced to admit the truth. Aviation technology had become a central player in global politics and espionage. But May isn't just about these major headlines, it's also when America took its first steps into space. On May 5th, 1961, Commander Alan B. Shepard Jr. climbed into the tiny Mercury capsule named Freedom 7, perched atop a Redstone rocket.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
With the words, "Why don't you fix your little problem and light this candle?" Shepard became the first American in space, reaching an altitude of 115 miles in a suborbital flight that lasted just 15 minutes. Coming only 3 weeks after Soviet cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin orbited Earth, Shepard's achievement was a critical morale boost for the U.S. during the space race, proving that the boundary between aviation and space exploration was beginning to blur. And we can't forget about May 9th, 1926, when Richard E. Byrd and Floyd Bennett claimed to be the first to fly over the North Pole in their Fokker F-73M aircraft, demonstrating aviation's potential for exploring Earth's most remote regions. Or May 15th, 1918, when the United States launched its first regular airmail service between Washington, D.C. and New York, laying the groundwork for what would eventually become commercial aviation. These pioneers and milestones remind us that aviation history isn't just about planes and technology. It's about human courage, innovation, and the relentless pursuit of what seems impossible. Each flight pushed boundaries, each achievement inspired the next generation, and each setback taught valuable lessons that made flight safer and more accessible. So the next time you look up at the contrails crisscrossing the sky or board a flight for your summer vacation, remember these May milestones and the brave aviators who made modern flight possible. And that brings us in for landing on today's episode of the Future in Flight podcast. From the critical hands-on world of aviation maintenance to the often overlooked opportunities in business aviation, we've explored career paths that offer both passion and prosperity. And our journey through May's aviation milestones reminds us that this industry has always been built by pioneers willing to push boundaries and redefine what's possible. Whether you're mechanically inclined, fascinated by corporate flight operations, or simply inspired by aviation's rich history, there's a place for you in this incredible industry. The demand for skilled professionals has never been higher, and the opportunities have never been more diverse. I want to thank you for joining me in the hangar today. Your support means everything to our mission of showcasing aviation's most fascinating careers and innovations. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please take a moment to leave us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. Those 5 stars and kind words help other aviation enthusiasts find our show and join our community. Until next time, we'll see you out there and up there.